Hello, we're going to get started. Remarkably, ahead of schedule. That's good sign. Welcome, everybody. My name is Chris Lopiano. I'm the Senior Vice President for Real Estate at Community Preservation and Development Corporation. I want to start by thanking everybody who's here, took time out of their busy schedules to help us celebrate the completion of the renovation here at Fort Stevens. I also want to recognize the other folks who will be up here behind the microphone today. Polly Donaldson, who's the Director of the Department of Housing and Community Development, and a big piece of this deal, a big part of why we were able to proceed with the modernization of this building. Brandon Todd, who's not here yet, but I think will be joining us, the Ward 4 council person. Steve Smith from SunTrust Bank. Brian McLaughlin, President and CEO of CPDC. And the Honorable Muriel Bowser, the Mayor of the fine city of Washington, D.C., and hopefully soon the 51st state. CPDC is a not-for-profit, affordable and workforce housing developer. This is our 30th year. We serve the Mid-Atlantic region. We have over 5,000 affordable units that we own and operate, 3,000 of which are in the District of Columbia. It is obviously our largest market. And we're very proud of the work we've done here in the district. We've done numerous TOPA deals, or deals involving residents under the Tenant Opportunity to Purchase Act. This is one of those. The previous owner put the property on the market, got a contract for it. The existing tenants association then exercised their rights and requested proposals from developers to be their partner. We were fortunate enough to be selected by the Tenants Association. We're very happy about that. We're happy that they had confidence in us, and I can say that over the past couple of years we've built a great relationship with the Tenants Association. This property was built in the early 1950s, and it really hadn't been modernized since then. There's been repairs done and new kitchens put in, but pretty much not modernized. It's 59 units. And we had a total development cost here, including everything, of $18.6 million. We spent $132,000 of construction cost just on the unit renovations. The scope was extensive. All the major systems were replaced. So we heavied up the electrical, brought in new power, new panels, and heavied up the electrical system. We replaced all of the plumbing systems, so all of the supply lines, all of the waste lines, laterals, and risers, all replaced. New roof. Maybe most importantly was the HVAC system. The first meeting that I attended with the president of the Tenants Association, Janora, was in the dead of winter, and I walked into her apartment, and it was over 90 degrees in the apartment. She had her windows open. It wasn't because she wanted the place that hot. It was because there was no thermostatic control. This was an old two-pipe radiator system, and none of the residents can control the temperature in their units. The system hadn't operated properly in years, and hence, they either were frigid cold or boiling hot in the wintertime. We replaced that HVAC system with a split system, highly efficient, and for central air conditioning instead of window units that used to be in the windows. And now the residents can do what all of us take for granted, which is control the temperature in their home. And it's a sustainable project. We are a green company. I'm proud to say that we were able to do a lot here. The high efficiency HVAC, low flow water. We replaced the parking lot and its permeable paving. Maybe most exciting is on the roof, which you can't see, are photovoltaic solar panels, which provide affordable, carbonless, clean energy for the house meter. Very proud of that. The thing that the residents probably like the best about this project is that they never had on-site management. They never had on-site maintenance. There was no management office here, and they couldn't pay their rent here. We have taken some space in the building and created an on-site management office, and they now have an on-site property manager and a maintenance on-site maintenance personnel. That makes their life much better and actually makes preservation of our asset much better. We created space also for our community impact strategies programs, working with the residents to meet their needs. And we had a boiler room left over after we abandoned the two-pipe system, and we did an adaptive reuse of that boiler room. Anyone who stays for the tour today will be able to see it. But we have a new community room where the boiler room used to be. So that's just the scope. I hope you all take time to look at it. We're done with this building. It's 100% occupied. Maybe most importantly, we now have 30 years of more useful life, and all of that life, it will remain affordable in a rapidly rising rental environment around here. We have extended the affordability to out to 30 years. So that's our mission. Preservation is part of our name, and we're glad to have preserved this asset. I now want to introduce a longtime resident, I think more than 20 years, here at the property, Marta Castro. Would you come up, Ms. Castro, please?
Muy buenos días. Como dijo el señor, ¿verdad? Mi nombre es Marta Castro. Vivo acá en este building y estoy muy contenta por mi apartamento, por la renovación. Y me han puesto aquí pues, un poco nerviosa porque, pues sí, ustedes saben, pero yo le doy la bienvenida a la alcaldesa, Miss Bowser. Que Dios le bendiga. Yo, okay.
Congratulations.
God bless you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Castro. Please give her another round of applause. And I congratulated her as I congratulate all the residents here on a beautiful renovation of your homes. And every time I come down Fort Stevens Drive and am in this neighborhood, I regard it as one of the most beautiful places anywhere in Washington, D.C. It is truly a remarkable community. I want to join in thanking everybody here and talking about something that is critical to me, to the goals of our administration, and how we move our city forward. And that is how we create and preserve more affordable housing. You will hear from our partners in this work, from Councilmember Brandon Todd, and also from Polly Donaldson, who leads my administration's efforts in the Department of Housing and Community Development. I want to acknowledge and thank the partners in this project who have a vision for preserving units and making sure that people of all incomes can live in D.C. So the project partners here are the Community Preservation and Development Corporation, now an affiliate of Enterprise, along with SunTrust Community Capital. So please give them a big round of applause. I also want to acknowledge our civic leaders and advisory neighborhood commissioners who have also been a part of how we transform and led by tenants, communities all across Ward 4 in the city. There's a lot of people certainly to acknowledge, because one thing for sure we know about these types of deals are that they're very complicated and sometimes they take a long time. And at the end of the day, we have projects like this one that renovate over 50 units of housing for D.C. residents. And we also want to focus on the work that we have to continue to do. Next week is New Year's. It's New Year's in Washington, D.C., because that's when our fiscal year starts on October the 1st. So happy almost New Year. And so, last year in preparing for this budget, we fought really hard for big housing investments, for $130 million in our Housing Production Trust Fund and a new $20 million workforce housing fund. Now, I like to remind people where we started 5 years ago when we were spending $50 million in our Housing Production Trust Fund. And now we're over $100 million and have made that commitment and lived up to it in 5 budget cycles. Now, we didn't get everything we wanted in the budget because I wanted a fund to focus on workforce units. And we will continue to look for ways to focus on workforce units and working with our friends on the council. One that we fought to preserve was our preservation fund, which leverages private sector dollars for projects just like this one. It is what is remarkable, and many people assembled here will be able to tell you, we have a lot of affordable units in D.C., all across the city. But the issue with a lot of our affordable units is that they're in various stages of disrepair and disinvestment. You heard Chris just talk about what had to go into this building to bring it up to contemporary standards, what everybody wants and what everybody deserves. And when you pay your rent and do what you're supposed to do on time and take care of your units, it is a reasonable expectation that those units keep up with contemporary standards. So we will continue to find ways to invest in the preservation of housing, to work with responsible development partners who want to work with DC tenants to improve their buildings. And this is part of a larger strategy. In the next couple of weeks, we will be making more clear about our targets, our goals to get to 36,000 new homes by the year 2025. It seemed like a long time away, and now it seems like it's around the corner. And we know in creating those new units, we will be very aggressive in creating affordable units. To reach that goal, we need to look at how every part of our city can play a role in getting us there. And it just can't be the people in need of housing who are advocating for more housing. We need more residents who already have stable housing in fantastic neighborhoods to say we want the same for all Washingtonians. So earlier this year, I requested the Urban Land Institute bring together a panel of experts to review how we can get to more affordable homes west of Rock Creek Park. And last week, they published a report. And here we stand just east of Rock Creek Park, and I'm thrilled that we're preserving these units. But wouldn't it be nice to see units and projects like this all over the district, including Rock Creek West? So when we are outlining these targets, I hope that we can count on all of you to be a part of a citywide solution to bring more affordable units in all 8 wards of Washington, D.C. So once again, I want to congratulate the tenants of Fort Stevens Place for exercising your rights under the Tenant Opportunity to Purchase Act, or TOPA, for seeing this amazing rehabilitation and renovation through, and for supporting our citywide housing goals. So with that, I would like to introduce Councilmember Brandon Todd.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much, Mayor Bowser. I think we owe our mayor another round of applause because, as she said, every budget that she has sent to the Council of the District of Columbia has invested at least $100 million in the Housing Production Trust Fund to preserve and create affordable housing just like this in Ward 4 and certainly all across the city. I want to thank Polly Donaldson, who leads the Department of Housing and Community Development. I know I see some community members, Monica Golatani, the president of the Brightwood Community Association. I saw our State Board of Education member, Dr. Fraser O'Leary. And also I want to acknowledge the tenants of Fort Stevens Place. as was noted earlier, they participated in TOPA, and they took their rights, and they are now going to be able to have the opportunity to move into 59 preserved units of affordable housing right here in the nation's capital. So please give them a big round of applause. And I have the opportunity to get around all 20 neighborhoods in Ward 4, and this is the exact conversation that neighbors are having with me. Councilmember, how can we bring more affordable units online, and how can we preserve the affordable units that currently exist? And I am committed, and I know that everybody in our government is committed to continuing to use every tool in our government's toolbox to do just that and figure out if, in fact, there are opportunities to create new tools to preserve and create more affordable housing more quickly. You heard the mayor talk about the goals for the city and the goals for the region, and they are ambitious goals and robust goals, but I know that working together we can all achieve those goals. I'm thrilled that since 2015 we have created and put online 1,029 new affordable housing units in Ward 4 and have nearly 800 in the pipeline by 2021. And that will go a long way in helping Ward 4 and D.C. residents stay in the homes that they can afford and find new homes that they can also afford. So congratulations to everyone who had a hand in today. Congratulations to the residents of Fort Stevens Place, and I look forward to checking out the new units. And now with that, we'll bring up Polly Donaldson.
Well, good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you so much, Mayor Bowser and Councilmember Todd, for your remarks and for recognizing that this is one of the most spectacular blocks in Ward 4. Why? Because residents up and down this block took action to determine their own future and to say to their government and to the private sector that we want to stay here and live here and prosper here. And so I can say actually with great nostalgia that the building up at the top of the block, Fort View, was one that I helped be part of the development team at Transitional Housing, THC Affordable Housing, way back. And then more recently, DHCD and other partners contributed to the development of the building across the street, the MANA project to preserve those units as affordable housing. And now here we are at Fort Stevens Place. We have transformed this block by virtue of having the tools available, both the resources from the trust fund, which this project got over $3.4 million, as well as every other tool that we have. We had acquisition funding up front that the DHCD provided. We have 9% tax credits from the federal government, but the DHCD administers for projects where we need to make up the gap and the difference. We have private sector involvement from SunTrust, from Enterprise, and others. We have, community support across the way, and I see that as just all of that coming together and being absolutely critical. I want to thank the DHCD staff team that helped make this happen, from Aaron Wilson and Resh Mahala with the Development Finance Division. Tiffany Jones, I saw here, was the project manager. Joan McKenzie, the attorney. And because this was a TOPA acquisition, very important for our TOPA division manager, Terrence Laney, to be critically involved, and he was. So thank you to all of them. I think that deserves a little applause. Yes, we have a great team at DHCD. I congratulate CPDC and Enterprise. The two CPDC key folks are former colleagues of mine, Suzanne Welch and Ryan McWayne, and I'm really appreciative of all their efforts on this. Thank you. Congratulations. I want you to know that next weekend we'll be joined here in D.C. by housing directors across the 9 highest cost cities in the country for the High Cost Cities Housing Forum, convened by Enterprise Community Partners. Let me tell you, Washington, D.C. is the envy of all of those cities across the country. Why? Because of the amount of investments our mayor has made and the commitment of council members like Brandon Todd, but also because we have the widest range of tools in our toolkit. But we know that's not enough. And so I look forward to hearing from them of things that are going on in Los Angeles and Seattle and Chicago and New York, to know that we can also learn from them and be sure that if they're doing something that I think is going to help help get to our goal of 36,000 units here, we're going to do it here, Mayor. So I just wanted you to know that. Congratulations all, especially to the residents of Fort Stevens. Look forward to cutting the ribbon, and let me welcome to the podium now the new leader of Enterprise Community Development, Brian McLaughlin.
Hey, I will try to be brief. I just have to say this is a good day. Even if it were cold and raining, this is a good day. Any day that gives us a chance to really do right by some of the most vulnerable people in our society is a good day. Any day we get a chance to modernize and make new how folks experience life is a good day. This is a really great moment for me and for Enterprise and CPDC. And as Polly mentioned, what's happening is we are taking the 30-year history of CPDC and combining it with the 32-year history of Enterprise Homes and creating one of the country's top 5 or 6 affordable housing developers. And I'd like to think that that means we get a chance to do more and we get to do better. We would say now, as Chris talked about, we have 3,000 units in D.C. On our book, that's about $310 million of investment we're carrying today. I think that makes us one of the most significant folks involved in caring about the future of housing and the future of lives in D.C. And we really look forward to a partnership with Polly and with Mayor Bowser to think about how we can really tackle some of these audacious goals ahead of us. One of the beautiful things of being part of this merger is yesterday I was at a ribbon cutting in Potomac. So what happened is in 1880, a guy named William Dove, a former slave, purchased for $210 36 acres of land at an auction. And over time, that space became a larger resting place for former slaves to own. Now, Potomac has gone through a lot of change, but decisions were reached that reduced ultimately the land holdings of those former slaves, but left some land available. And so we are honored at Enterprise that we cut a ribbon yesterday on the continuation of 75 units of affordable housing in Potomac. And I had a chance to meet a descendant of the former slaves that lived there, Jane Houston, and talk about this history. It reminds me that the decisions we make today matter not just tomorrow, but for generations to come. We're thankful decisions were reached there years ago to keep part of that community affordable. And I'm honored that we've made decisions here to make sure this stays affordable. As Chris talked about, the sale of this property didn't have to go the way it did. There were others who were looking to buy it that wanted to just keep it affordable for a short period of time and then think about moving it in a different direction. Our model and our mission is to make sure we keep decisions reached today alive for as long as we can. And so we've got at least 30 years here. And we hope when that's up, we get another 30 years and we keep it going. I am really honored for a chance to be a part of this moment, and I really look forward to continued partnerships. It is a wonderful day, too, when you get the suits and you get the uniforms and the officials and everyday folks coming together to realize that this is what it takes to make this happen. It's not any one of us. It's all of us. And I like the term that the African-American community used in Potomac. They called it a kinship community. And this really is a kinship moment here. And I really look forward to growing deeper and stronger bonds with you all and continuing this. With that, I'm gonna turn it over to one of the important parts of this kinship family. Our partner is SunTrust.
Well, that slate of speakers is definitely tough to follow. I'm just the banker. I'm Steve Smith, and I work for SunTrust Community Capital, and we provided the financing here. So first of all, I'd like to acknowledge my colleague, Glenn Hatton, the tall guy in the back. He worked on our team to provide the construction loan, and also our partners at Freddie Mac who provided the perm loan. At SunTrust, we make investments in affordable housing like this in Washington, D.C. and throughout the Mid-Atlantic every day. And I'm really proud to say that in the last 3 years, SunTrust has invested through equity and construction loan and perm loan $76 million in the District of Columbia. So we're super excited about that. We're proud to be a partner on this project and many like it. So I saw this property for the first time in 2016 and walked through it, and we worked through the closing and we worked through the getting to this process to all with this date in mind, that we would be here to cut the ribbon and celebrate. So I agree with you, Brian. Today is a great day. And we are excited to be here. Yeah, cheer for that. This is a preservation of 59 units that may not have maintained affordable, but they are. And this is a place where families can raise kids and live and thrive in this neighborhood, and that's something to celebrate. We're not only proud to be a part of this project, but we're really proud to be a partner with CPDC. We have a long history with CPDC, and we're just excited to be a partner, provide financing, but really help CPDC further its goals. And I know CPDC is on great footing as they combine with Enterprise Homes to be Enterprise Community Development. They're going to do many more great things, and we're just really proud to be a partner with you. So with that, I'll keep it short. I just want to say congratulations to the team, congratulations to the new residents, and welcome to your newly renovated homes. Great job. And with that, I want to introduce Ryan McQuain, who's going to come up and give some closing remarks. That's right.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us as we celebrate the preservation of 59 units. Let's just clap for that. You know, there is a saying, teamwork makes the dream work, and that is certainly true here. We had a dream team who helped us to preserve 59 units. So I would like to say thank you to that dream team. So, Harkins Builders, Miter Feinstein Architects, JDC Construction Management, Edgewood Management Corporation, Klein Hornig. I want to also thank my CPDC family. Thank you guys for everything. But most of all, I want to thank the residents. Thank you for first choosing us. Thank you for trusting us. And thank you for walking with us as we went through this entire process. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for keeping a smile on your face, because guess what? That puts a smile on my face too. So thank you, residents, so very much. Let's give a round of applause for them. Thank you. So at this time, I would like to bring up our speakers, and we will cut the ribbon, which is right behind me. I will ask that everyone else just stay seated, and after we are done, we will ask our guests to go down this pathway to my left, your right, and there's going to be lunch in the community room, and we will also have tours. Once again, thank you so much.